Hello, and welcome to Supernatural Histories. It's fair to say it's been a while since I've last seen you. Yes, my name is Sir John Dawtrey, and today I'm here to tell you about some of the ghosts and some of the Tudor history of Southampton. Now, as you know, my favourite place is Tudor House, and that's because, well, you know what? When I married my wife, I made it from 3 houses into 1. You see, my job was to collect taxes. I was a very rich merchant, you know, and in fact, my builders built one of the most well-known vessels today, the Mary Rose, yes. And, you know, when it comes to collecting taxes, there were other things you could collect as well back in the Tudor times, like this wine, for example. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's not the best. Anyway, I digress. Let's look at Tudor Southampton in a bit more detail. Now, as we know, we are a very medieval town here in Southampton, and when I got married to yes, my lovely wife. Oh, that'd be the ghosts. I decided it was time to make my mark on the town, so I got rid of the 3 houses and built Tudor House, as you know and love it today. Yes, it looks very good, doesn't it? But Henry VIII quite liked it too. In fact, Anne Boleyn even paid a visit. You see, because back in those times, back in my day, in fact, Henry VIII was the King of England. And if you know anything about Henry VIII, you will know he had 6 wives. Not at the same time, that would be quite greedy, I'm sure I'd agree. And the biggest event was the dissolution of the Catholic Church, which Henry VIII fell out of love with, just because, well, he wanted to get remarried, and that's against Catholic traditions, of course, to Anne Boleyn. So he got rid of Catherine of Aragon, he reformed the church here in England to the Church of England, which he was the head of, unlike the Catholic Church, which was the Pope, of course. And that meant big changes, because if you didn't change religion, you had a choice. You either did it, or you got executed for not doing it. In fact, that brings me to my next point, you see, because I have here a victim of someone who refused to change religion. This is William. Well, I think he's called William. They never told me his name, but either way, he looks quite scary. I'm sure I'd agree that this could be you. Now, before we go on further and tell you more about the Tudors and their reign in England, let me first tell you that usually on the ghost tours, you come to us. Yes, you do in Southampton, but apparently you can't do that at the moment due to some situation which, please stay safe, I'm told I should remind you. So usually you come to us, but this time I'm coming to you. No, quite literally. If you turn around right now, you'll see me there. If you did look right now, bigger for you. Now, back to the terrible Tudors, as they like to be called, Henry VIII and his wrath on England. Yes, as we said before, he got married to Anne Boleyn, who apparently haunts Tudor House as well. But she does. She doesn't come and talk to me. But maybe we can't see each other. I don't really know how ghosts work, to be honest. Now, back to where we were. God, this wine is awful. Probably not used to the wine that you have in your day, but us Tudors had to make the most. Things weren't quite so nice in our days. Sorry, back. So yes, now Anne Boleyn was accused of witchcraft. Now, when she was found guilty of witchcraft, she was sent to the Tower of London, where her head was chopped off. That led to the next wife, Jane Seymour, who, as we know, sad as it was, died during childbirth. Well, not during childbirth, but as a result of childbirth, we should say. So that's what the rumours alleged. So, the impact of Tudors on Southampton was massive, and if you have a look at Tudor House, you'll be able to see that for yourself. We were a very important port in Southampton, it's fair to say. You still are. And yes, things came through like wine, that's what you call it. But the time since the Tudors, the town has drastically changed. See, back in my day, the houses were very close. Yes, very narrow walkways, very close, and it meant that sadly people became quite unwell, and so they sadly deceased. Now, we mentioned earlier about the Tudors in Southampton. And yes, I keep mentioning it, Tudor House is certainly one of the places, but as we told you, there are loads of places around the UK that show off that Tudor life. Back to the Tower of London though. Now, Henry VIII had quite a lot of people sentenced to death in there. Yeah. Maybe that's haunted too by Henry VIII. Come to think of it, I've heard he haunts quite a few places. So it's alleged, whereas me, I just haunt Tudor House. Now, a long time's been since the 1500s, but for me, I'm still in Tudor House, lingering around. You might see me walking up and down, creaking a few floorboards, whispering in your ear, and just making myself known. Because actually, I still have to be here. So what other famous things happened in Tudor times? Well, as you know, once Henry VIII died, his son Edward took over the throne, but it was to be a very short life for him, which led to Queen Mary I. What? No, it was. What? I think it was not Queen Mary. I don't know. I was dead. Now, Queen Mary reinstated Catholicism. Yeah. She was also known as Bloody Queen Mary as well. I believe she got married not too far away in Winchester Cathedral nonetheless. Good bit of Tudor influence to somebody from Spain, so I'm allegedly told. And after her ruthless reign came Elizabeth I, the last of the Tudor dynasty. So from Henry VII to Elizabeth I. Now Elizabeth once again wanted rid of the Catholic Church. Strangely, she never married either, or so rumours say. Which is why, when she died, there was nobody to take over the throne from the Tudor dynasty. That took us into the Stuart era. But I was long gone by then, so I can't tell you much about that. We'll maybe tell you about that in the next video. Who knows? And during the Stuart era is when things got a little bit bad when it comes to witchcraft, which, as we said earlier, is what Anne Boleyn was accused of. Now, if you go to the Tower of London, when it's back open, you can check out the Tudor impact on England when you go there. It's worth having a look at. As for Tudor House in Southampton, well, there are loads of things to come and check out, so you should. And actually, there's a really good ghost tour there as well, so I'm told. In fact, there's a man much like me, oh well, that is me, that comes out and scares people. Now, what happened to Tudor House after the Tudor times? Well, it still lingers, it's still there. It's a fantastic building. In fact, it became Southampton's first museum in 1912. Yeah. And today it still remains as a museum. I know that because I'm still there. So, make sure that when all this is over and said and done, you continue to support tourism, you continue to support the museums, everywhere else, and you come on the Southampton Ghost Tour. You can find out those details, of course, on southamptonghosttours.com or supernaturaltoursandevents.com. Whenever that is, because it didn't exist in my days. Until next time, remember, the Tudor dynasty was one of the most powerful dynasties to have existed. Even Henry VIII fell out with the Spanish. He tried to ease relations by bringing the Emperor of Spain to Winchester. Yeah, didn't work though, did it? And as you know, Henry VIII came to the south coast where he saw his favourite vessel, the Mary Rose, the one that I was behind the construction of, sailed into the Solent many times, but on one fateful voyage, it sank. Only to be discovered again in 1982, many years after it sank, and now part of it lives at the Mary Rose Museum. No, I don't haunt there. I'm at Tudor House, but maybe there's some ghosts there too. Till next time, stay safe and enjoy the wine if you can.